And this is not just a saying, because I went through many patients, like just practicing for the last 40 years, and I've really seen that person who has a weak kidney, they have humming, sometimes blockage. And then people who has problem with the lungs, you can understand from their nose, sometimes nasal blockage, sometimes maybe some kind of like eruptions you can find on the nose. So in most cases, this is not just the nasal problem, but he or she has a problem with lungs. Yeah, and then spleen problem will reflect your lips. Sometimes you can find a coating on the lips. Sometimes you see the discoloration on the lips. Sometimes swelling of the lips. So this shows that it is not just the lips, but it has a connection with your spleen. And then in many cases, people who has heart problem, heart problems has a problem, again indicate from the tongue. Either the tongue has cracks, you see that people who have cracked. Or maybe you can see it's very dry, okay? Or maybe some kind of like different texture you can feel on the tongue. This proves that the person has a kind of like heart diseases. So these are the organs on which you can target and check, and then you can find problems within the body. And then there are so many points in the body, like you can say, that's what we call lung points, the points which indicate, for example, if somebody has too much of like wind biofilm, this is like translated from lung tiba becken, but I don't think this is very correct kind of like translated, but still, wind can indicate a little bit of the wind, lung. So when we have too much of lung, means the mobile energy or mobile force into the body, when it is too strong, it can give you hernia on the top of your kind of like crowns of your head, because there are points which get swelling, and it's very difficult for you to touch those things, So from those kind of like points which are swollen or which kind of like very sensitive, and this shows that person is affected with lung. And along with this, you can check whether he's sleeping nicely or not. You can find. Along with this, he has a sleeplessness problem. And then you can see the behavior the person is having, will be a bit kind of like hyper. Normally we say hyper and hypo. Hyper means he's very got restlessness, and he's very kind of like sensitive in his mind, and then it is not stable in one place. So these are the kind of like symptoms you can find when a person is affected by lung. And lung is not yet, you can say, recognized by the scientists. So we say that the activities with your mind, you can say brain, activities of your body, and activities of your speech, all the movements that you have in your mind, body, and speech is because of lung. So the nervous system, or you can say brain, we talk about there are some kind of like movements, vibrations. So according to Tibetan medicine, all these are nothing but lung. It can also affect your mind, So that's why if lung disorder is too much into the system, then it will make you very hyper, very sensitive. Like outside lung, you cannot be stable in one place, For example, if somebody is affected with lung, okay, here he'll just stay for 5 minutes, and then he really wants to. His mind says, I really wants to move, and he moves to some other place. From there, he wants to move in different places, because lung is kind of like mobile in force. So when person is affected by lung, then you can find the person does exactly the same what the outside wind does. If you have a cyclone, and you can see cyclone, one tree, it moves very much. After a few minutes, you will find the next. Same thing, instability, or you can say mobile, kind of like character is posed by the lung in your body. So this you can find in swelling of the lung points, and then also in each vertebra, represents different kind of like internal disorder. For example, say first vertebra or maybe this fifth or sixth vertebra, if they are very sensitive, according to Tibetan medicine, we normally don't take this as a kind of like global disorder because it indicates something. If the fifth and sixth or the first vertebra are very sensitive, then you can say first maybe the wind or the lung, and then the fifth and sixth, the life channel, or you can say the heart. And then when you press the fifth or sixth, you can say, sorry, sixth or seventh, sorry, if you press that particular point, then you'll definitely feel some sensation in your heart. And this is what we have done, and we have seen that. So that's why sometimes we can use kind of like moksha version. That means we can hit these places. In Tibet we have no problem. You can say iron kind of like apparatus, or maybe gold kind of hammer type, for treating those. And people will say, please use this. And you can find that most of the psychological cases, psychosis, or all these kind of mind-related problems are first started with imbalance of this lung, mobile, or wind. So in such cases, we normally use, medicine plus externally, burn these points which are very sensitive. And then in many cases, you'll find there may be a scar, but still the patient gets much better, And then I'll tell you that there was one young lady, and she had very kind of like setting that she was almost kind of like insanity. She can't sleep. She can't recognize even her parents. And then she was, use all these points, and then we burned those points and then medicine. Within a week, there was a drastic changes in her kind of like behavior. She would recognize, and then she says, "Oh, you are the doctor." So these things externally looks a bit drastic, but still they have a very good effect, if you really know the exact points. So that's why we say that whenever you have, lung problems, you're seeing all these symptoms, then first thing is very important to relax your mind. Very important, So first thing is to relax your mind. If you relax your mind, then this lung or wind, it gets relaxed. When the lung gets relaxed, means there's no much kind of like disturbances in your body, okay? And then this lung can also give you like false or deception, deceptive kind of symptoms. Then I can tell you there was a monk. He was very, he has very good, he was a Dharma education. And then he came with 5 or 6 of his friends to me, And then he says that in the evening he sees strange things, Means they think that it must be a ghost. And then he says that he has many kind of like strange things. And then he gets kind of like fainted, or he's kind of like hallucinated. So when he came to me, then I checked his pulse, and then finally I found this is nothing but lung, because he was studying very hard, And finally, if you put your mind in a very strain, okay, this will lead you to imbalance of lung. And then I told him that your problem is neither a ghost nor an evil spirit. This is completely a lung imbalance in your system. So you must think, whenever you see all these things, whenever you hear something like this in the evening, always think that this is a lung disorder, not a ghost and not an evil spirit. But since he is, you can say, having good knowledge of Dharma and like that, and he said, okay, I'll listen to you. And then he went back. He took medicine for a week, Then after coming, after 1 week, he came back. He says that I'm much better, because I always think this is lung disorder, not a ghost. And finally, he said that, yeah, this is really a lung, because whatever you said, I agree with that. And then I thought this is a lung disorder. So finally, he is okay because of turning his, you can say, mental kind of like projection. not for evil spirit, but this is a disorder of the body. So that's why lung disorder has three kind of like defects. First is it moves, it moves everything, your body, your mind, and then you can say speech. And second thing is that it's very deceptive. It can show, it can, it can affect your vision, and then you'll see different things. It will affect your ear, and then you will have a lot of things. So this is what we call deceptive. And third thing is it makes you numb, It makes your body numb, because numbness, in that case, the lung movement within that body is not very good. So that's why Ke, Chul, Ben, these are the three defects related with lung. So for lung disorder, in Tibetan medicine, it always says that, it's very important to relax your mind, and then you should be always accompanied by a very near friend, close friend. And then during this period, you mustn't talk about your politics, You mustn't talk about, or you mustn't, gossip for others, but you can make a joke. So to divert the mind of that person, to divert the mind of the person from the problem that he or she is having. So this is very important in Tibetan medicine. And then you can use medicine. And Tibetan medicines are very safe. I can say mainly, you can say it's based on herbs, And we say that all these things that you can see in this world are based on 5 elements. I don't know whether the 5 elements is the right kind of like translation in English or not, but still, fire, is earth, water, air, and all these are the kind of like elements that we use. So in Tibetan medicine, Tibetan kind of like a description for element means existence, Existence, or you can say everything that exists on this world are from these 5 elements, So that's why earth, water, fire, air, and space. Sometimes we say 4 elements, means 4 junga, means mainly excluding the space. Space is not exactly kind of like the material which takes part into the body formation, but still we need space to form a kind of like body or whatever. Even if you grow something, you need a space. So that's why, in Tibetan medicine, first what I mentioned, lung is very important to understand, because if you know lung, it says that Nanam Gungi Nandin Chukdu lung means like starter of all the diseases is because from lung disorder. And then conclusion of all the disease because of lung disorder. So lung is, at the very beginning you'll find lung, and at the end you can find lung. So lung is very important. I think it's very important to know even lung, because right now lung is some kind of like confused. Maybe our kind of like explanation is not right, medicine. And then we have Tiba. Second is like visually, if you look at a person's eye, you can say eyes become very red or yellowish. That you can see, seeing the patient's eyes. And then you can see the complexion very kind of yellowish or red. And on the tongue, you can find thick coatings, yellowish thick coatings. And then whenever if you feel your tongue, you always try some kind of like bitterish taste, And then you can find a lot of kind of like your body temperature increases by Tiba, And then the pigmentation just affects your color, okay. And then mostly you get pain in your upper part of the body. And then during this period, either your digestion is too much or maybe less, because one of the Tiba is more kind of active in digesting it helps to digest the food, So that's why Tiba is very important. But Tiba can be known if you just put your hand on your forehead, because you can see the warmth, warmth. So this warmth comes from Tiba, and Tiba has many different types, But I'll just say TIVA is the heat responsible in your body, so that you will not get completely kind of like 1 hour, because there is no kind of a TIVA. So TIVA is one which, like gives you the heat. And then third one is Baekgin. It means like opposite to TIVA, cold, which is mainly formed with earth and water. And in this case, you'll find, a person who's affected by Baekgin normally have whitish eye. You can see at the patient's, eye. You can see the facial kind of like swelling, okay? And if you just check his forehead, the temperature is completely different from the TIVA. It reduces. And then you can find there's swelling on the feet, okay? And the digestive system was very slow, okay? And the person himself moves, or herself moves very slow, okay? So all these are the, you can say, defect you can find in a person who is affected by Baekgin. So, like in the case of Baekgin, if you check his kind of like body, okay, if you check the blood kind of like level in his proportion in his body, mostly you can find the person is very anemic, anemic. So that's why anemic means the person is getting cold, body is cold, digestive system is very cold, and he's very sleepy, he feels heaviness in his body, and then sometimes you need to go for urine very frequently, okay. So all these symptoms indicates that a person is affected by Baekgin. So this is how you can look at the patient's kind of like, you can say, like visual examination. You can look, and then you can see the patient is affected by that. Now the second is examination by touch. Touch means you can, like you can feel the patient's body, and from this you can understand the diseases. But most important thing is by checking pulse, because pulse reading is very important, and the pulse, the pulsation differs very much from person to person, because we check pulse and then we can understand that person has either lung disease or TIVA or Baekgin, wind or pilot, Baekgin. So if you check 3%, if you check 3%, definitely you'll find difference in pulsation. Some pulses are very rapid, very quick. When you apply pressure, it sinks, it disappears. But in some person, if you check pulse, it is very fast. But if you apply pressure, still it beats, it pulsates. So this is like difference. And then you can find, in case of lung, the pulsations are very bulky. And then sometimes there's a misbeat in between. And then if you check pulse, if you put more pressure, then it disappears. That's what we call lung. So with this pulse, if you ask the patient the symptoms that I've mentioned, and then if you check you can say the points, then if the points are very sensitive, if the person is very hyper in activities of body or mind, speech, like that, and then we can definitely say that the person is suffering from lung. Yeah. So in case of like TIVA, I just told you that, like visually, and then if you just check the pulse, in this case, the pulse are very thin, very thin, like a very tight, thin and tight. So if you apply pressure, there's a very thin pulsation, but it is like a string of a bow. It never disappears if you pressure. So this shows that the person has problem with TIVA, means heart diseases. And it is, if you just check the pulse, and if you have a good experience, then you can definitely say that you have a TIVA disorder. And TIVA can be hepatitis, TIVA can be jaundice, TIVA can be anything, but it should be caused by TIVA, the heat disorder. And then the third one, if you check a pulse, and if you find the pulse is very slow, not rapid, and then when you apply pressure, it sinks, like apply pressure, it sinks down, and then very lazy pulse, you know, and then it pulsates very slowly. This is what we call pulse, which is influenced by the earth and water in your body. So if you check the person, you'll find, you know, just you check the pulse, and then if you relate with the patient is more or less very lazy, you know. He said, I'm very, you know, like tired. And then you say, then he feels very lethargic, you know. And then the same way, you know, he can't talk that much as he normally does because his, you know, like speech, mind, and everything is very much closed. You know. So that's why we say that the person affected by Begin has everything slow compared to a normal, you know. And he feels cold. That means physically he feels very cold, and mentally he feels very cold. And he's very lazy, as I told you. And then he postpones every walk, you know. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, there's no end of tomorrow. He always says, I'll do it tomorrow. So it means this sort of kind of like feeling of kind of lethargic, you know, all these things can be, you know, if you just check the pulse, you'll find its pulse itself is also very slow, like that. And then, you know, so if you just check these three things, lung, tiba, and Begin and tiba, the bile and the phlegm, they are contradictory, you know, they just contradict to each other. But in between you find lung, it's like a neutral. Lung can help both the tiba, means wind, bile, and the phlegm, you know. So that's why whenever there is kind of like tiba disorder, you can find lung accompanies that. You know? So we say nimadena sekbetoshi means if it, you know, accompanies sun, then it helps the sun to make more kind of like scorching kind of heat to the person or whatever. And then when it is accompanying, you say phlegm, Begin means tawa in the sekbetoshi means if it accompanies moon, means then it makes the moon kind of like effect of the moon more cold. So this is how the you can say how this kind of like sun and moon that we are outside, and then effect of tiba and Begin influences our body. You know, so we say that there are so many diseases, innumerable diseases you can find. Number one, means if you just, you know, like check the diseases or the basis of symptoms, that there are so many diseases, but still all these diseases can be grouped into three. That is either a lung disorder or tiba or Begin. And this can be also summarized into two, hot and cold disorder, you know. So that's why if you summarize it into a short means hot and cold, but if you just elaborate it means then you cannot count how many diseases are there, you know. So this is how the Tibetan medicine describe about the diseases which, you know, for example, lung disorder, if you just check into Menga third, you know, the medical text, it has about like 60 different types of diseases, mainly, you know, contraction, or you can say hallucination, delirium, stress, anxiety, and depression. Everything is under the you can say category of lung. And then tiba, you know, like it burns your body, it makes your complexion very bad, and it affects your skin, because skin diseases, there are so many skin diseases, but if you check in the Tibetan medical text, you'll find 36 different types of, you know, say, types of, you can say, skin diseases, you know. And then under there, if you just go into a subtype, there are so many different, you know. So that's why tiba has about, I think, 46 or like that, you know, different types. And then Begin, you know, there are so many different types. For example, kidney problems. Most of the kidney problems are connected with Begin, means cold disorder, because kidney is the only organ which is always connected with water, you know. So that's why kidney gets cold disorder very quickly compared to the other things, like liver and heart, you know. So that's why kidney disorders and then stomach disorders, like digestive disorders, are mainly connected with, you can say, bacon. Because bacon is the thing which, if it works normally, it helps for the digestion, but if imbalance it, then it causes indigestion, and due to this, you can get lots of disorders connected with digestion. Okay, so this is how the. Thank you very much. So these are the disorders you can find in our body, and it has a connection with mainly with lung, tuber, bacon. But now the question is how we get all these, like disorders. What is the basic cause of lung, tuber, bacon? If you just raise me this question, then we say that all the sufferings, suffering that we get, whether it's disease or maybe physical disease or mental disease, sorry, mental suffering or physical suffering, all these are connected with ignorance, because we don't know many things, and due to this we make mistake, and therefore we suffer from. I normally give example of a car. For example, there's a beautiful car in the shop, but you are very much attracted with that car, and you really want that. But if you check your bank balance, it's almost very low, but you really like that, So that's why you think for the car, I really need that car, Okay. And by thinking too much, your mind moves too much, during the period of the, like thinking, your mind moves too much. So this movement of the mind during your, like thinking or thought, that's what we call, you are increasing lung disorder in your body. So that's why if you see a good, attractive object, and then there's a big desire for that, and you really want that, and during this period, the movement of your mind, okay, or you can say, will increase, that movement will increase, and then you can just check that person, he rolls on the bed in the night time, because he always think of that car, and so that's why movement on his body, and then normally you can see he's very restless, thinking of that particular object. So physically he's developing lung. And vocally, like he talks with the maybe car owner, maybe with that, just, he talks because he wants that car. So too much talking with the car will also increase lung. So this movement, which are not normal, but he, like produce a lot of movement during the period of wanting something, desiring something, that's what we call, he increases lung. So if in case, if he gets that object, okay, so otherwise he might, like perform. Maybe he'll go and he might go and he, like break the door, okay, or he might do anything bad. But all these doing has more kind of the activities, and these activities is connected with reducing lung. And then if he finally doesn't get that, then he might, jump from a height. And this is also what we call, the deception or deceptive symptoms caused by lung, So he will jump because he couldn't get that thing. So this is what we call how you can develop lung well, which is connected with attachment or desire. And second thing is like anger, hatred and anger. If you doesn't like an object, for example, if you don't like a person who is even doing very good thing in the society, but your mind says, I don't like him, means this, like hatred or anger will develop tipa. So gradually you can find that if he's very angry, then you can see the complexion changes, and then you can see, the blood circulation become very hot, because we say that there's a tipa in the blood. As a result, by shaking the blood too much during the course of anger, and it, like burns your body. So that's what we call tipa. If it is too high during the period of anger, then the facial, the person's face, it changes color, And during that period, maybe his friend will say, oh, don't worry, don't, get angry, have a glass of cold water. No, he'll never give you hot water. Now, third is the begging, Begging is kind of like closed-mindedness, You're very much kind of like confused, so you cannot analyze what is good and what is bad. So during that period, you are stuck, If you think in some kind of like puzzling kind of like thing, so you cannot analyze which is good and which is bad. So during that period, you can see a person who is always thinking in a matter, he's always kind of like silent, and there's less movement in his mind and his speech and his body. And if you try to make some kind of a noise, you say, don't disturb me, I'm thinking. Means during that period, very silent. So this silence, increases begging. Yeah. So that's why three mental poisons. First is what you call that the desire, attachment increases, lung, and then hatred, anger increases, tiba, and close-mindedness, it increases begging. Now the ignorance and all the three mental poisons, are normally, you can say, be corrected by Buddhism. Buddhism has main kind of like teaching that is to eradicate ignorance and three mental poisons. And it says that Lord Buddha is the only kind of like doctor who can treat the ignorance and three mental poisons. Plus, you can see he can also treat the lung, tiba, begging, the three nyebas. You said three nyebas. He can treat these three things. So the Tibetan doctor's duty is to treat the lung, tiba, begging, which we got from the three mental poisons. So that's why lung, tiba, begging are called nyeba, means defect, because you can find this defect originating from three mental poisons. And finally, our body gets kind of like destroyed, or because it becomes sick because of the imbalance of these three things. That's why the final result of these three are also not very good. That's what we call the cause of lung, tiba, begging are also defective, and the final result of lung, tiba, begging are also defective. That's why lung, tiba, begging are very kind of like dangerous for our body. It helps. Normally it helps, but still that help is not kind of like which you can rely on, because it has defective origin and it has defective final kind of like result. So that's why lung, tiba, begging are very important to know, from where they comes from and what is their final kind of like effect in our body. For example, if somebody is sick from lung, you must ask the basic cause. What happened? What is the basic cause of that you are suffering from this? So the cause is mainly related with the past, and the symptoms are the present, and then third one is we can make some tests, whether that the disease, what the patient is suffering from, or on that basis you can use some medicines, whether those medicines are helpful or maybe not. So this is what we call the tests you can do on the patient. So for example, if a patient is suffering from lung, you can ask the questions. So he might tell you that he has eaten a lot of bitter things, bitter cucumber like that, and food which are not very nutritious. You are living with very poor food, so there's no nutritious food. And then there was a lot of, like blood loss from his body. It was lots of bleeding, or he had very much, you can say, like vomiting, very strong vomiting, or very strong loose motion symptoms to the patient. So the patient first symptom is he will be very restless, and then hallucinated in a very severe case, or even delirium. These are the symptoms he can get, or he can be kind of like unstable in one place, and the insomnia is also one of the kind of like cause, or he can get a lot of kind of like stiffness in his body, okay, and then in many patients, I found that there is stiffness in the neck, and then tension on the shoulder, okay? And then you can find this part is very hard to touch, okay? So these are the like few symptoms that I can, like tell you. So this shows that a person is suffering from this lung, so accordingly, you can use, like different types of medicine. For example, asafoetida is kind of like very good medicine. Nutmeg is very good medicine, and clove you have, and then cardamom you have, cinnamons you have. There are many, it's a good medicine to use. Now, in case of Chiba, the basic cause of Chiba is, he went under a very strong, scorching, you can say, sun heat, or he was fallen from a horse, maybe there was an accident, okay, like these, this, like increases Chiba disorder, and then symptoms, normally we say that he has bitter taste in mouth, and then very reddish eye, reddish kind of like complexion, and then the body temperature increases very much. So these are the like few symptoms that I can tell you. And then what his body desire is something that's very cold. You can keep him under kind of a cooler, or maybe cold water, or maybe something that is like reducing his body temperature. So the body itself tells you what he needs. So that's what we call like even there was no doctor, but our body tells what he desires, because our body is formed of 5 elements, which has a different characteristics. So if any of these increases, for example, fire increases means the body being more hot. So fire, in that case, is the water and earth composition in the body reduces. So there's lack of water and earth composition. That's why the body desires something cold. And then when like earth and water increases too much, during this period, your body desires something hot. And during hot season, like a person who is having more Chiba, he gets more kind of a heat, and that's why he always gets something cold. So this is Juliet to the Medea, and then this is the line from the medical text, means like your body can tell you what you want, That's what, because the body is, as I told, is composition of 5 elements. So if lung is increased, means there's less kind of nutrition things in the body, for the body. That's why it is more, it always desires something kind of a nutritious things, milk, maybe something, like that's the person who has lack of, nutrition desire. And if somebody is very cold, as I told you, he or she desires hot things. You want to sit near a fire, maybe hot milk, or and sometimes they might ask you for alcohols like that. And then if somebody is very hot, you'll desire cold. That's why I told you the mother is the first kind of like physician, because she knows if the child feels cold, she takes care of the child by covering her. If child is very hot, and she, like exchange that. So this is very important in internal medicine to know this. And then we say that whatever you can see in the environment, like outside, same thing exists in our body, because we talk about sun, and sun means we have the heat, the fire on our body. So this sun, effect of the sun, it like it takes care of the fire elements in our body. And in the same way, moon, it takes care of our, you can say, water and earth element in our body. And then the wind outside, it takes care of the wind that we have in our body. So this is very important to know, and that's why it says, so whatever we see outside, definitely we have the same thing in our body. So that's why in changes of seasons, change of season, we need to change our clothes, because we really need to change our clothes. Why? It says that. And if it's very hot, during that period, you really need something cold, because the heat that increases your kind of like your TIBA in your body, and that's why your body is almost kind of hot. Okay, and that's why you need to have something cold. Okay. So this is how you can imagine, you can understand that. And there are some diseases which are which normally arises in the night. You can find the asthma, or people who have problems with breathing, they get worse in the evening. And person who has arthritis, like osteoarthritis, they get worse in the evening. And then people who has epilepsy, most of them get worse in the evening, and then maybe a full moon and new moon. So this you can prove that, for example, if you go to the sea, so normally you can see the tide or the waves of the sea. And during full moon, if you check that, it is much more higher than in normal case. The same thing is that the moon's attraction of our bodies, like earth and water, is much greater during the period of full moon time. So that during that period, there are so many people, they get, like convulsion, seizure, and then those people who have disease originating from phlegm, they get worse during the period of full moon and new moon. And in the same way, people who have TIBA problems, they get worse at daytime. Daytime. So when sun is very strong, it affects the body of person. That's why you can find many people, they require cold things, or maybe they need air conditions, maybe they need something cold just to reduce the heat. Okay. And then there are some people who get like worse because of the wind disorder, and that affects the poor, you can say, nutritional use of the body. So that's why it's very important to know the movement, okay, and then you can know the cold and the heat of these three forces in our body. So this is very important to know. And then if you talk about the medicines, it says that everything you see in this universe are medicine. You can see anything, There's no a single material car, you cannot say it's not medicine, because the Lord Buddha's contemporary physician, Jiwaka, and his colleagues were sent out to collect medicines from the forest. So his friend, they collected lots, many, like different herbs and things, and they brought to him. And then finally, Jiwaka went around and he just came empty-handed. And then his, colleagues, they, teased him very much. And then he told to the teacher that I went in the forest, I went, you can say, near the sea, I went in the mountain, I haven't found a single material which is not a medicine. That's why I came empty-handed, because I cannot bring all the things. Otherwise, his colleague thought that he just, came empty-handed. So this is because we say that everything existing are caused by the five elements. Everything that you see are not medicine. Then so, from where you're going to get a so-called powerful medicine. But to know all these things if you could use that as a medicine, you must know the kind of like the material itself and its potency and its taste and post-digestive and the quality of these four things are very important to know from a material. And then we can say that, for example, if you have a cut, in Tibet, ancient time, there was no, pharmacy, or you can say you cannot find medicines there, but people, they get a spider web and they put on that, and then in 2 days, the cut is healed, because spider web can, stop bleeding, and it's also good for infections. And sometimes people, they urinate on the cuts. urine, because that stops the bleeding, and that's also antiseptic. Michu nye sim sel rimsum means michu means the urine of human being. It cures septic conditions, inflammations, and it also protects you from kind of like infectious diseases. That's why human being's urine is regarded as very good. And if possible, self-urine is very good. In India, I think they use the somutra in self-urine, and it's very useful. And there are some people who takes urine every morning. It is not dirty at all. Yeah, because I've seen a person with kind of like big cancer growth, and there are so many worms in that. I think millions of worms in that. So the doctors, they use Sprit, I think Sprit, they use alcoholic types. So it goes away. And again, next time you can find the same number of worms. So it was in Calcutta, so they called me, and then I went out. This is the first time I saw in my life millions of the small kind of worms. So then I told the father if he has small kids of 8 years old, and then luckily there was one. And then his urine was very precious for you. Don't throw, and then preserve that urine, and then you can wash this part with that urine. He did that. After 1 week, you will never. I have never seen a single kind of like worms attached to that. So this means the urine is very effective in like curing or dispelling all these worms. And there was one Indian lady. She had a cancer in the leg, and then she was doing urine therapy. And then I went and I saw her. She was doing urine therapy, and then after that, I think after 2 years, I saw her. And every cancer part of that is cured by the urine therapy only. And she had a small baby girl. So these are the kind of like good effect of a urine, So urine is available all the time. So you can use that, especially mouth cancer, Mouth cancer, you can rinse with the urine, So this is very effective, and you can just check whether it is good or not. But in my understanding and what I've seen, the urine is very effective. So like this, you can. So then it says that everything you can see in the universe can be used as medicine. If you go, aside, you'll find a dandelion. I think you know dandelion. Yeah. So if there's a person affected with kind of like skin problem, or maybe affected with TIBA, the bile, okay, you can like take the dandelion and then just make a tea or like that with that dandelion. You just serve him. I think dandelion is very good for TIBA disorder. Otherwise, you go to your home and then get bitter gourd, bitter gourd, and then just give him a slice of bitter gourd for maybe 2 3 days. It will definitely cure TIBA. So there are so many things that are very easy to get. And Tibetan medicine has about 8 sections. You can use parts of animals. You can use parts of things from forest. You can use plants. You can use everything that you can see. But it is not necessary that you use the animal part. Not necessary. If required, you can use. Because we talk about everything is made with the 5 elements. Then what about the animal parts? If this is a question, then I'll definitely say that you can use, but it's not necessary because there are so many plants, herbs you can get. It can definitely help you in many different types of diseases. That's what we call. So herbs, but still herbs cannot be used, like that. You must know there are 6 kind of like conditions in using like herbs. So that's why in Tibet you can find lots of herbs. It says that if you step 3, maybe you'll find 6 herbs. So that's why the herbs in Tibet are very useful, and our medicine is based on herbs
you know, but we can also use like wood, tree, fruit, and all those things. So that's why everything you see in the universe can be used as medicine. For that reason, at the moment, you know, research, you know, everybody does research because they don't know what is the effect of certain things. So for that, they do research. After doing research, they find an effect in that particular thing. So this means so many research are going on with plants, herbs, food, like that. So means this research doing is, it proves that things what you see in the universe are having good medicinal value. Yeah, so this is how we can talk about Tibetan medicine. And then urine analysis is very important. And we check urine. So every morning, the doctors, they check the patient's urine, you know. So urine, you know, first you must follow the preliminaries of the urine. You know, there are certain kind of rules that you have to preserve the urine. And then after, you know, like preserving the urine, then you can bring to the doctor. And then there are 3 stages. The very beginning, hot, medium, and then when it's cold. These 3 kind of like stages you have to check the urine. And then when you check the urine, first thing is you check the bubble of the urine. Okay, if it is very thick bubble, sometimes you find tiny, quick disappearing bubble. Okay, and sometimes you can check the urine, and it really forms a lot of, you can say, bubbles. So there are 3 different types of bubbles. First, by staring, you can find big bubbles. You know, yak's eye, they say. So this means a person is affected with lung. And then second, you just stir the urine, it disappears immediately. Tiny, small, and disappear. It means it is of Tiba. And third thing is you just, you know, like check the bubble. If you stir the bubble, then it sometimes overflows the container. And then it stays very long time. Means this is from begging, gold disorder. Then you can check the colors. In, if it is lung disorder, normally there is no kind of like stable color. It is very clear like water, and the urine itself is very clear. Okay, and in case of Tiba, you'll find yellowish, you know, or sometimes red yellow, because it is connected with liver and the Tiba and then blood. So you can find urine is always red. Okay, and then third one is the color of Pekin is whitish, because as I told you, Pekin is cold, so whenever you take, you know, it's like drinks, it just goes straight. It doesn't, you know, like dices, or it is not kind of assimilated into the body, so it just comes like that. Means you can find it's yellow or Pekin's color, and then it bubbles too much, you know. And then third thing is you have to check the sediments in the urine. Sometimes you can find a wooden, it's a wool, you know, like piece of wool you can find in the urine, but it always stays in the middle of the container. You know, if this is a container, then you can find a wool, you know, like piece of wool you can find in the urine, and then it always stays here. Means liver is in between. Neither is up nor is down, but since liver is in the middle part of the body, this particular kind of like sediment, you know, connected with liver, always stays in the middle part of it. Whenever you shake the urine, quickly, if you just, you know, like stir the urine, after some it remains there. And then the a person who has kidney problems, they'll have a urine like sand or sediments in the base of the urine, you know. And then it always remains there, even if you shake it, it will remain there. And then there are a person who has a lung problem, he will have cloudy, you know, like you can say sediments. And if person is affected by lung, you'll find hair, sort of the tips of hair, like that. You know? So you get lots of things from the sediment of the urine. So we say that urine is a mirror for a Tibetan doctor. Like mirror, you can see your face. Same thing, like that way. So pulse and urine are very important in Tibetan medicine. If possible, you check pulse and then you check urine, because sometimes pulse may give you wrong information, you know. Because as I told you, when you check pulse, you know, the pulse is very bulky, and then if it sinks like that, it indicates lung. But still, if you check in the urine, it will tell you different. Because sometimes the pulsation, has a very kind of like defective, you can say, indications. So for this, you have to learn the pulse chapter in very detail. So that's why urine analysis and pulse kind of like checking is very important in Tibetan medicine. So I think this is very important. And then the compassion in Tibetan medicine. It says that Menpa, doctor is called Menpa, means like benefactor, a person who benefits other. That's why we got the title Menpa. Men means benefiting. The things what you give will help the person. So men normally means benefit, and the doctor is benefactor. That's men, Menpa. Okay. So this is a very kind of like very high kind of like titles that we have. So when you have that title, then you will definitely feel some kind of like compassion. Okay. And then you have to be very much practicing the ethicals that in your kind of like daily life. So very simple, they say that these are the, I hope you understood what I said. So these are the lines that we have to always remember. Because it says that when you see a patient, when you see a patient, never just think that who he is, whether he's a rich person or he's a very important person. You must see the suffering of the patient first. So when a person comes, you must see the suffering of the patient. And if you see the suffering of the patient, on that basis, you will develop kind of like feelings in your body. You definitely feel some kind of uncomfortable. That is what we call compassion. Because you are sharing your mind with the patient's suffering. So once you see this suffering and you feel that, then you will not say, oh, what a pity. Not like that. You have a responsibility. You're a Menpa, is benefit. So immediately you will, like help the patient from your body, mind, and speech, like working together. That's what we call sincerity. If the patient is crying very much, and then if the patient is very crying because of the pain or because of the, like whatever. So first, when you see that crying, then definitely you will be disturbed. You will feel some kind of like uncomfortable. So that's what we call compassion. And compassion can only be seen when there's a suffering. So after that, you will definitely help the patient, like the things what you have studied, like medical texts that you have studied, So on giving great faith to this, then you will definitely help the patients from locally producing sweet kind of like talk, just putting your faith on the patient's shoulder. And then mentally you will definitely, like think for better medicine or cancer treatment. Okay. And then, physically you will move and then give him the best medicine. So this is what we call treatment in sincerity. So if you do this, if you have done, like as the feeling you got from the suffering of the patient, and in case if you fail to treat the patient, means you have no retreat. You have done your best. Because all the patients coming to you is not necessary that you treat all. So you have done your best. His Holiness Dalai Lama says that when patient comes to you, and if you neglect the patient, and this is the worst kind of like thing from a doctor. So this is how we have to do. And then when seeing the patient, you have done that, and then, but there shouldn't be partiality. Oh, he's my friend, I must do. He's my brother, I must do. No, there's no partiality like that. So if you do this equally to everyone, then definitely you will be loved by the patient, because the crying patient, you have turned it into a smiling face. So this is how we have to try, and that's what we call, when you go to a bed and if you've done such, then you feel very much kind of like comfortable in your mind. And normally job satisfaction is this what kind of like feeling when you get, you know, like happiness in yourself and also the patients. So this is how a Tibetan doctor supposed to be doing. I can't say that everyone is doing, but still this is very important. There are some ethics we have to practice.